Did you know that by doing one thing right each day, you could prevent dementia and even live longer and healthier than you thought possible? A piece of advice that seems simple, but is what doctors in America now consider the most effective preventive medicine for people aged 65 and over. Millions of older adults believe that old age is a time for accepting a slowdown, both physically and mentally. But what startles many people is that the process of memory decline doesn't happen suddenly. It starts silently with the small habits you practice or fail to practice every day. Dr. Gerald, a geriatric neurologist in California, put it very frankly to his patients. Dementia waits for no one. But if you spend 30 minutes each day doing the right thing, you can delay it until the end of your life, or even avoid it completely. This advice doesn't come from a new medication, nor does it come from expensive technology. It comes from a series of natural, simple habits that anyone can adopt, if you truly understand their purpose and value. Statistics from the US CDC show, for every 3 people over 70, one person begins showing signs of mild cognitive decline. But those who maintain a sharp memory after 80 have one thing in common. They don't let their brains retire. They live actively, stay in motion, and maintain a clear mind every single day. So what is the one thing you should do daily to protect your brain, prevent dementia, and in turn, live a longer, higher quality life? In this video, I will share with you 5 simple, scientifically proven habits, especially suited for older adults who want to protect their memory, live independently, live healthily, and not be a burden on their children. Stick with me until the end, because you might just realize, by slightly adjusting one morning habit, you are changing your entire health future. All right, let's get started. Number 1, walk every day. Walking every day. It seems familiar, but it's the most effective mental and physical medicine older adults can give themselves. But make no mistake, this isn't just aimless walking, but a purposeful action, gentle yet consistent, that helps awaken the brain and protect memory function with every step. After 65, blood circulation slows, heart rate drops, and the nervous system can also become lazy if not stimulated regularly. That is why doctors at Boston's Institute for Aging Research have recommended, just by walking 20-30 minutes a day, the rate of cognitive decline can be reduced by up to 50%. The story of Margaret, 82, from Oregon, is a living testament. Every morning, rain or shine, she would walk her neighborhood in a light jacket and an old pair of sneakers. She had been diagnosed with signs of mild memory decline, but instead of accepting it, she began a journey of training her memory. The results after 6 months. Her doctor said her health markers had improved markedly. She slept better, spoke more fluently, and clearly remembered all of her grandchildren's birthdays. Why is walking so magical? When you walk, blood is pumped evenly to your brain, supplying oxygen and essential nutrients to maintain neural activity. Brain regions related to memory, like the hippocampus, get activated. Better yet, walking outdoors helps the body absorb natural light, regulate its internal clock, improve mood, and reduce the risk of depression, an indirect cause of dementia. So what's the key? You don't need to walk fast. You don't need to walk far. You just need to walk every day. Whether it's around your yard, a stroll in the park, or walking to the market instead of driving, it all helps build a defensive wall for your brain. If you're thinking, I already walk, do I need to do more? The answer is yes. Turn your walk into a mental health ritual. You can pair it with soft music, deep breathing, or simply observing the trees and birds along your path. Each step, when taken with intention, sends a message to your brain. I am still living, still active, and still protecting myself. Number 2, eat healthily. Eating healthily, it sounds simple, but for older adults, this isn't just about nutrition. It's about clarity, about holding on to memories, and about living out the golden years fully without the fear of dementia. After age 65, the brain becomes more sensitive to what you put into your body. Each meal is no longer just for satiation, but a chance to nourish memory, regulate mood, and protect nerve cells from degeneration. Doctors at Rush University in Chicago developed a special diet called the Mind Diet, combining the Mediterranean and DASH diets, and the results were astonishing. Following it can lower the risk of developing Alzheimer's by up to 53%. Alice, 76, from San Jose, once shared, "At 72, I forgot my own granddaughter's name. I was terrified. But instead of just waiting for the disease to worsen, I started by changing what I ate." She cut out processed foods, replacing them with leafy greens, berries, salmon, olive oil, and nuts. She learned to season with less salt, use natural spices, and always kept a bowl of fresh fruit on hand. 4 years later, she not only remembered her grandkids' names, but she also proactively planned each one's birthday party. So what foods should be regulars on your dinner table? Leafy greens like spinach and broccoli contain folate, which helps reduce brain atrophy. Blueberries and strawberries are rich in antioxidants that protect nerve cells. Salmon and sardines deliver omega-3s, a healthy fat that strengthens neural connections. And don't forget, drinking enough water every day also keeps your brain from getting thirsty, because even mild dehydration can significantly impact focus and memory. Most importantly, don't eat just to fight a disease. Eat to live joyfully, healthily, and with your memory intact. Sit down, eat slowly, and savor each dish as if you're nourishing your brain with gratitude. And if you can, eat with someone, because a shared meal always tastes better, and a warm conversation is a dose of dementia prevention that no pharmacy can provide. Number 3, get enough sleep. Get enough sleep. You've likely heard this advice 100 times, but in old age, sleep isn't just for rest. It's when the brain cleans house, recovers, and protects your memories. In other words, a good night's sleep is the foundation for a sharp mind tomorrow. Research at Stanford University's Center for Sleep Medicine shows people over 65 who sleep less than 6 hours a night long-term have double the risk of developing Alzheimer's compared to those sleeping 7 to 8 hours. The reason is that during deep sleep, the brain activates a process to clear out beta-amyloid protein plaques, the culprits behind the neural blockages that impair memory. Without enough sleep, this process gets interrupted, letting plaques build up more and more. Daniel, 79, from Seattle, used to nod off all day long. He said, "I went to bed late, woke up often, and just thought it was a normal part of getting older." But when he started forgetting his daughter's name, he finally took his sleep seriously. With his doctor's guidance, he made changes. No coffee after 2 p.m., turning off the TV and phone an hour before bed, and going to sleep at a set time each night. After just 3 weeks, he felt more alert during the day, his conversations were clearer, and most importantly, he recalled stories from his youth he hadn't thought about in years. Healthy sleep doesn't come from a pill, but from small habits. Create your own bedtime ritual: a warm bath, a few pages of a book, listening to soft music or simulated rain. Make sure your bedroom is cool, quiet, and dark enough for your brain to produce melatonin, the key hormone that helps you fall into a deep sleep. And remember, sleep quality matters more than quantity. Fitful sleep, waking in the night, or very light sleep all mean your brain isn't fully recovering. So if you feel you're sleeping enough hours but are still tired, that may be a sign that it's time to review your sleep habits. Sleep is not wasted time. It is the most valuable investment you can make for your brain. Let every night be a night where you are truly revitalized, both physically and mentally. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment the number 3 below to let me know. And if you haven't subscribed, I recommend you follow and turn on the bell so you don't miss new videos. Your support helps us continue creating useful and inspiring content. Number 4, read books or play brain games. Reading books or playing brain games daily. It sounds like a leisurely pastime, but it's actually a brain training therapy that neurologists recommend for people over 65. Because just like muscles, if not used regularly, the brain will also atrophy and lose its ability to function effectively. Dr. Lisa Genova, neuroscientist and author of Still Alice, once said, "Memory is not lost because of age. It is lost because it is not exercised." That simple statement has inspired thousands of older Americans to change their daily habits. Because you can't stop the aging process, but you can train your brain to adapt, maintaining its clarity and sharpness. Think of your brain as a garden. If you don't plant and tend to it, weeds will grow. Reading books, especially new topics or genres outside your usual habits, is how you plant new seeds. When you read, you force your brain to imagine, associate, and connect information. All of those activities stimulate the hippocampus, the brain's storage and processing center for memories. Likewise, brain games like Sudoku, crosswords, chess, or even learning a new language help form new neural connections, a process called neuroplasticity. This is like building alternate routes for your memory. And if a main road gets jammed by aging, the brain still has other paths to remember, understand, and react. The story of Fred, 81, from Minneapolis, is a valuable example. After retiring, he began playing chess every afternoon with an old friend at the local library. Despite having shown signs of mild confusion, after just 1 year, his doctor noted a marked improvement in his reflexes and communication. "Chess doesn't just keep me sharp," he said with a smile. "It gives me a reason to get out of the house every day." You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be a lifelong learner. And you can start today. Pick up a favorite book, learn a new game on your phone, or simply challenge yourself to recall the names of 7 old friends from elementary school. When you put your brain into a curious and active state, you're helping it stay young day by day. And that is the gentle way you can hold on to your memory and hold on to yourself. Number 5, meditate or breathe deeply. Meditating or breathing deeply. For many, this might sound abstract, but for older adults, it's the key to keeping the mind clear, reducing anxiety, and especially naturally slowing down neural degeneration. After 65, life's pressures might ease, but internal worries can silently grow. Fear of confusion, fear of illness, fear of becoming a burden. These simmering anxieties activate the amygdala in the brain, where negative emotions are processed, leaving the brain more vulnerable. Meditation and deep breathing are the simplest ways to calm this brain region, helping your brain relax and return to a state of balance. Research from UCLA showed older adults who practiced meditation regularly for 8 weeks saw an increase in gray matter in the hippocampus, the area controlling the memory and learning. What's remarkable is that this change didn't require a clinic or medication, just a few quiet minutes each day. Henry, 78, from Colorado, was once a poor sleeper who was forgetful and often irritable. His daughter introduced him to a simple meditation app, just listening to a voice guide, deep breathing for 5 minutes each morning. At first, he scoffed, but after a week, he slept better. After a month, he stopped forgetting his keys every day. "I couldn't imagine that just sitting still and breathing could help me live so much more clearly," he shared. You don't need to sit cross-legged. You don't need bells or chimes. You can practice meditation simply. Sit still in a chair, close your eyes, inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Just 5 rounds of this is enough to stabilize your heart rate, reoxygenate your brain, and bring clarity to your mind. Deep breathing doesn't just calm the body, it opens up a peaceful space inside the mind. And when the mind is at peace, memory has room to recover, to endure, and to remain a complete part of who you are. So if you're feeling that life is too fast, too much, try just one thing. Stop. Close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. Each slow breath sends a message to your brain. I am still here and I am caring for myself from the inside out. We have just walked through 5 seemingly simple habits: walking, eating healthily, sleeping enough, reading or playing brain games, and meditating or breathing deeply. Each habit has its own role, but together they stand like sturdy pillars, keeping your memory firm against the tides of age. Many people assume dementia is an unavoidable part of getting older, but the truth is different. Science today has proven you can delay or even completely prevent this process if you act proactively starting now. No huge changes, no need to force it. Just patiently plant one small action each day, like stepping outside for a walk, choosing greens over fried food, turning off the TV early for a good night's sleep, opening a book for a few pages, or simply sitting still and breathing deeply for 5 minutes. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. And if you feel like you've already lost too much time, please remember, it is never too late to start. Mr. Fred, Mrs. Alice, Mr. Henry, they all began at an age many would consider too late. But from that moment on, they reclaimed their clarity, their joy for life, and above all, their ability to be the masters of their own lives. So what about you? Of these 5 habits, which one will you start with first? Just pick one and begin today. Make a small promise to yourself, because every action you take today will decide who you are in 5 years and in 10 years. If this video gave you something to reflect on, please leave a comment about which habit you'll practice. We would love to hear from and join you on your journey. Thanks for your time. If this content was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it to spread the value to people you care about. See you in the next video, where together we'll live longer, healthier, and sharper every day.